what I will say is to the point. I think the whole narrative is whether money works or whether game or something like that. I'm not sure. But the way I see it is three things. There's money and status, there's riz and game, and there's being straightforward with intention. Money and status versus riz and game pretty much get you the same outcome. If we can agree to that, that's sex. I don't believe riz and gaming a woman up for marriage even makes sense. Money and status, using money and status, I don't even believe in using that for marriage makes sense either. I think riz and game, money and status is in the same lane. They want the same outcome. Can I get the buns? Straightforward and intention, you can get either one. You could be straightforward and intentional for marriage, straightforward and intentional for sex. So I would argue that, yes, money and status has more power to get the outcome versus riz and game. But if you're trying to go for either one of them, I don't think you can go wrong if you're straightforward and intentional, whether that's sex or marriage. And I just leave it at that.
He made a fool out of black women. I'm just saying, he made the fool. He's a character. He did a character. And it's a shame that people actually DM'd him or are trying to get into his graces or get into his bubble. Why? He
No, no.
made a fool. And you see what he said? No, wait. Do you hear what he said?
LA 31, businessman, he owns hotels, no kids, never married. What kind of woman you like, Tony?
Be anything, but I love black.
Oh, you like black girls?
I love some chocolate, some Nutella.
Woo! Chocolate Nutella, he said. Should she make a certain amount of money?
If she don't have money, is no problem. I have money.
I love a chocolate. Shut up. Are you stupid? What is this? I love a chocolate. He did that because he knew that black women would be like, oh, I'm chocolate.
So if that's the case, then no, he didn't make a fool out of black women.
He
made a fool. He made a fool out of himself, and then black women made a fool out of themselves by being in his inbox. Despite the fact that he was trolling them, despite the fact that he was, I love a chocolato, despite the fact that he was talking about he dropped a chick because she wanted a Lambo and not a Ferrari, despite all of this, they jumped in his inbox en masse and was like, pick me.
So how did they make a fool out of him? I'm with Amber. I think that I wouldn't say he made a fool out of them. I would say if anybody made a fool out of themselves, it would be the host. As a black woman, seeing a man come up there and look at black women as a way to leverage his money to get her. If she cared about the community or the culture or the sisterhood or how black women is represented and what leverage sways them from their principles, she would have stood up and said, you can't just come throwing money at black women like that's how you can just buy us.
Period.
That's what I would have expected from a black woman.
I wouldn't.
But because, well, you know what? I take that back. I guess
Kendra's one of them.
If you could expect that from a black woman, Darwin, you should expect those black women not to jump in his DM. Right?
I retract my statement.
So,
but I would say this. I would have been proud to hear Kendra G stand up and say, "Hey, look, no, we're not doing that over here. Sister, you don't look at us like that." I would have if she would have took it as offensive, I would have been proud. It would have shocked me. But I think that,
And what's crazy is, did y'all read the comments?
I've never seen it.
So in the comments, this is how crazy it gets. Kendra went on to actually tag a woman that she felt would be a perfect match for him.
I saw that.
Oh, wow.
So what color was
she? She was black.
Tell them who it was, Sweeney.
I don't know who the chick was. I think it was like Princess something or whatever. I don't know.
It was Ray J.
The fuck was
Ray J's baby mama.
Was it Ray J's baby mama?
Oh, wow.
So she sent the worst. She sent a single mother to.
Well, there you go, darling. I think Amir is right. I think Amir is right. I think, and I don't agree with Sweeney that he played himself. You got to understand something. Think about this.
I'm saying if we were to say that somebody made a fool of themselves, I would say that if anything,
he looks like a clown to us. Yes,
right. He made himself look foolish like a clown, but he couldn't possibly he couldn't make a fool out of black women. They made a fool out of themselves by jumping in his DMs and throwing themselves at him.
Well, this is why he didn't make himself look like a fool. Really, we think he looks like a clown, but that doesn't mean he made a fool of himself because we're not the target market that he's trying to reach.
Exactly.
Darwin, he ain't trying to get NY, he ain't trying to get JR's attention, right? So he not on there for us. So we can think he looked like a clown all we want. But the women didn't think he looked like a clown. And if they did, it didn't stop them from giving him what he wanted. Now think about it. What'd you say? Thousands of women was in his DM?
Thousands.
So let's just use 1,000, right? If there's 1,000 women in his DM, what percentage of those women do you think he can sleep with on the first night?
I guarantee at least half of them.
I would say 75 to 80%.
I was being
at least. So think about it. All I got to do is put this out there. It's a marketing play, right? It's a commercial. Put this out there. Say, oh, Lamborghini, Ferrari, 350 million, blah, blah, blah. All these DMs. All you got to do is just go down and copy and paste and message all of them the same thing. Hey, I'm going to be in your city. Hey, we're going to be at the Ritz-Carlton. And you can come by at 3 o'clock. And then the other one, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And then boom, 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 boom. You'll see all these people. Oh, I'm here for it. I'm here to see such and such. They're all at the concierge desk. Yeah. And it is what it is. This women show you just how vulnerable they are in their cerebral. They don't think well when it comes to these things. They're blinded by things like things that represent fun, excitement, money. Women become very, very weak in that regard, and they fall for things. That's why guys with money or status can always get women to cross the line and mortgage their morality and do things that they normally wouldn't do because they don't think well when it comes to these type of situations.
I would throw in a caveat, Will. I even think motherfuckers who lie about money and status are able to achieve the same. Like that same, like there's a reason why dudes can walk into a club, pretend like they got money, and walk out with something on any given night.
So money, it's about the idea, right? The idea of the excitement that a man struck a nerve and got her. You know how they say triggered, and how people go extreme one direction when they're triggered. They do the extreme opposite when they're excited.
It's the identity. He identified as what she desired. As long as you can sell the identity and you have a specific outcome, you can get that outcome. Now, whether you can retain it, that's another story. But if the outcome is, hey, I want to give me some buns, I think we had this conversation before.
Yep.
Go to Turo, get you a fucking Maserati, whatever they said they want to get, and get you an Airbnb, a $500,000 Airbnb, and flaunt. Like,
you know what women don't ever notice, Darwin? If they get in a man's car, if they go to a man's expensive Airbnb, they never trip that they don't see any photographs of him in his own house or no photographs of his family. They don't see any pots, and there's nothing in this place that represents him, but they don't care because they're so busy taking selfies to post them on the internet to stun on other losing ass women. You know, it's all about a pecking order. Look at me. I'm doing better than you, bitch. That's all it is. Y'all, women hate each other more than they think we hate them.
Period.
Y'all just something wrong with y'all. Y'all got like this venomous viper in y'all that y'all kill y'all.
Let me ask you this, Will, because this is my first time being on the panel, and I gotta say, man, you very I can vibe with you, brother. You seem like you articulate yourself. So, but don't get the big head, brother. I still might come for you.
I hope you do. I love it because think
that's
about
I give everybody smoke.